our job as stewards of this business and as, shepherds of these people is to get everybody where they need to go. Oh. We say it like that. I borrowed that from Zingerman's. We want to get people where they want to go.
Okay.
And that might be at Honey Butter forever, and great, you're welcome. It might be not Honey Butter. It might be your own business. It might be this is just a job for you while you're in school, but like we want to get you where you want to go. I really don't watch podcasts on video. I like
it's good for Instagram.
It's good for clips and Instagram, and if you're on YouTube, that's great. But for me, I find that I love podcasts so much because I only use one input.
I know.
Like
it's
ears,
like I can't.
And if I have to look.
Are you a multitasker too?
I don't think it's good for us.
On a commute or on a walk?
I try not to.
Okay.
I don't think it's good for our brains to task switch. I feel like that's been like being pushed into us right now. It's like you got to do all this stuff at the same time, and like you're switching back and forth, and there's a productivity meditation doctor expert. I'm like, God, I can't remember her name, but she wrote a book called Peak Mind, and she talks about like you only have one flashlight. And you do not have two. You do not have six. You think you do, but you don't. You have one flashlight, and you can point it at one place at any given time.
I've never heard that.
It's really helped me like shape this narrative.
What are you illuminating?
What am I illuminating? Right. It's like, what are you pay attention to what you pay attention to.
Oh, I like that.
And so I listened to a podcast that she was on like many years ago, and then I read her book.
Oh.
And it's mostly about mindfulness and meditation, but it's like really part of that. You can't have those things without focus and attention. And she's like, you have one flashlight.
Yeah.
Pay attention to what you're pointing it at. And so I really try not to watch something. I mean, I love a TV show. But
like we are on autopilot more often than you think. Like
oh my God.
The example I use for our class is if you ever try taking a phone call in the car and then you make it to your destination, you have this realization of how did I get here?
Is that what happened to me this morning? Was I taking a meeting? I'm just saying that this is probably something that happened to somebody. But maybe I was on a meeting this morning and maybe I missed my exit to get here because I don't think it's good to do it.
But you survived, right? It's just like
I didn't die.
It's just like how crazy can we survive, sometimes even thrive on autopilot?
I think, we're skirting that line, and I think we're pushing the boundaries of that. And I'm not totally convinced it's a good idea.
It probably isn't. And with the amount of stress and things going on, I think some people just have to switch from time to time of like it's a must sometimes, and sometimes if you can draw boundaries, maybe perhaps.
Right. I think we get to choose, and I would go back to saying like pay attention to what you're paying attention to. Like, can I have a conversation while I'm driving my car? Sure.
Yeah.
Can I watch a video while I'm driving my car? No. Should I be texting and driving? No, because it requires too much focus and switching. Right. I actually have been doing this thing. I used to be a huge music listener in the car, and I would blast my music.
So no longer?
I do sometimes, but yes, I still do it. But I also have been incorporating like being quiet in the car, which I feel like it's infuriating. People like we have no attention spans anymore. We have to be listening to something or scrolling on something or talking to somebody, and like being alone with our own thoughts is like super scary, and we don't ever want to be bored. So I've been practicing this thing where sometimes when I drive to work, I just let it be quiet. And it's awesome if you can get past the uncomfortable part.
How long is that commute?
Oh my God. Well, since they fixed the Kennedy, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That, am I allowed to swear on this podcast? That fucking construction ruined like my going to work.
I'd rather not go.
Part of my day. I mean, it was 40. I live 5 miles from Honey Butter.
Oh my God.
I still live in Chicago, but I live on the northwest side of the city.
Okay.
And I have to take the highway to work, or I have to take Elston, which takes forever.
I see.
It was like 45 minutes. Today, it was like, I think maybe a half an hour for me to get here. So it's not a lot nicer, but it's just, I found that it's good to have these times where we don't have input.
Yeah.
And like let ourselves be bored. And like, for me, it's like, I think it's easier. Maybe it's because I remember a time when there were no phones and social media, and I can recall that actively, where I'm like, just be bored. Yeah. and let your brain rest. And then all this creativity and all this stuff comes up. And like my best ideas come from times when I'm bored.
That's truly where it comes from.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you feel that way?
I think, yeah. I think
do you
otherwise
give yourself
we're left
that time?
Otherwise, we're left to just shower thoughts or like the time in between. And if you have a dog, right, it's just like dog walks. Like yes. But some people have headphones on during dog walks, and that's their time to catch up on podcasts.
That's true. Or they podcast in the shower, which I'm not above it. But I really try, especially with my dog, because my dog is like, I just love her. She's my sweet baby girl. I really try not to ever be on my phone, or I don't listen to anything while I'm walking her. I just want to be with her. Like, that's our time together.
Oh, yeah.
And I work so much and life is so busy, and I refuse to do it. Unless it's like an emergency or I have to take a meeting and I'm like, oh my God, I'm strapped for time. In general, I don't do it.
When would you say you had this realization of presence?
Oh, we're getting into it. Yeah, I remember when it happened.
Oh, wow. So it wasn't always like that?
No. I feel like probably, when I was aware that it was a thing that had words to describe it, and like, I would say probably right around the time that I opened Honey Butter. Okay. Which was 2013. Maybe like a little bit prior to that, like the idea of, so that was 2013, 2012.
Sure.
The idea of meditation,
presence and
attention, like sort of present, like I think that was becoming something that more people talked about, and like we had more access to like learning about these things, and so I just started trying to like, I think it just appealed to me. I read like oh my God,
but to actually put it in practice.
Put it in practice has been like 15 years.
That's amazing.
And it's fucking hard every day. Like, I'm not like an expert at this in any capacity. I try to teach my team. My friends and I talk a lot about it. And I think the more people that are involved with it every day, the easier it is to make happen. So like, I'm always telling my staff, like, right. Cause they'll come in and they're like, they have problems. Like every fucking human has a problem every day, all day, myself included. And I'm like, is that a problem right now? Like, that sounds like that was happening in the past. And it's still, you're carrying it with you, but like right now we're just here talking, and like that's not a thing that's happening, and like you got to be present, and it's just it's hard. We're constantly pulled by our past and our future, but it's very difficult to stay here. I just try to do it, and I've gotten better over it since the pandemic, actually. I think that pandemic,
oh my God, threw everyone for a loop.
Oh man, it fucked with us. Yeah, it fucked with everybody on every level, or everybody had it influence their life in some way. For me, it was like it shrunk my world down. Right. And I really had to get real clear about what it is that I wanted to do and who I wanted to be. And I'm very grateful for it, even though I'm like, people are like, was it worth it? I'm like, no, but I don't want to go through another pandemic to get those lessons, but I'll take them.
Yeah. Oh,
how about you? Do you feel that way? Did that like...
For the pandemic?
Yeah. Did that experience get you to focus, or did it like blow up?
Yeah. I think I've met a lot of success stories that have come out of the podcast, thankfully, and I'm sure many failures have. And I think of Blackbird. I was just upon prepping for your episode.
Sure.
I honestly didn't know Blackbird was around for that long.
Like 23 years. Yeah. Like place was legendary. Yeah. And they closed during the pandemic.
Right.
I forgot about that. I can't even remember yesterday. Oh my God. Yeah, that's like that was a big thing so long ago. I worked there in. My God, when did I work there? You probably know more. 2004. I worked there for 2 years. 2003, 2004.
Yeah. We'll start the episode whenever, but I think.
Oh, we're not. Are we rolling?
We are, but I can cut it whenever.
No, these are great little.
I know
clips.
They are, and I guess for anyone listening, I want to share. Because it's funny, because you how busy you are. You said like, where did we meet? And I'm like, oh, it was at HBFC, the beach club that is now open, and you have and I'm gonna let you share as much or as little about your history, because there are great episodes via The Perfect Bite and joiners that are out there already.
Yes.
So whatever you feel like is relevant, feel free to include into. And I know it's all relevant, but like without I don't want you to have to repeat your story every time.
I get what you're saying.
To share, I think you'll appreciate this, is like for me, I came into my own probably in my mid-20s, and for that, like in the grand scheme of things, that's probably 2016, 2017-ish.
Okay.
So I graduated college in 2012.
Right.
And, I went to school in the city, and I didn't take it upon myself to appreciate or explore the city until my mid to late 20s.
Right.
So I would liken my intention and the realization of like how much agency I actually have in the type of life I want to live. And I liken that to this self-exploration at that time. And the podcast was kind of born in around 2018 when I felt burnt out teaching this EMT class, ironically.
Right.
And fun fact, I lived on the same floor as at UIC in the dorms as Alex from Pickled Prince.
Oh my God, no way. That's so crazy. So Alex, for we're recording now.
Yeah.
Alex was, she is still in my life.
Yeah,
I
I'm so
love
happy to
her
hear
with
that.
my whole heart. She's amazing. She was she actually started as a server at Honey Butter, a runner, and because she had just stopped going to UIC and changed majors and started going to culinary school.
Yeah.
And she got a job just like running food at Honey Butter, and we learned like in the first month that she was working there that she was in culinary school. We're like, what are you doing in the front? Go work in the kitchen. Like we're gonna put you in the kitchen. Like this is stupid. And she was like, I don't know, I don't really have experience. And we're like, she's never worked in a kitchen. And I was like, why don't you just stage in the kitchen? She did one stage and she's like, put me on the schedule. And then she worked there for a year, and then we made her our sous chef at Sunday Dinner Club. And she worked with us for like 5 years.
Yeah.
She's great. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Our worlds are like colliding.
And I didn't know for the longest time that Sunday Dinner Club came before.
Yeah.
Is that common for people to tell you? It's just like, because Honey
not a
Butter is just so
restaurant.
front facing. It's just like,
Honey Butter exploded into the world.
Okay.
And I think it is not common knowledge that people in the industry that we know, that we've talked to, and I mean me and my business partner Josh, and like our key people.
Yeah.
Sunday Dinner Club was not a restaurant. It was an underground restaurant / dinner club.
You guys are pioneers on so many fronts.
I guess. I mean, I definitely think we were doing things before there were more people doing things. I wouldn't say we were the first people to do this, but I definitely think we were early adopters. And it wasn't a restaurant. And this, when we started Sunday Dinner Club, it was 2004. And I want to be like, I know that doesn't feel like that long ago, but like there really wasn't like social media as we experience today. I think like there was Facebook, and it was still like a college, like be with your friends. Like you couldn't post articles.
Yeah.
And I think that I'm really lucky that it blossomed during that time because the reason why it was all word of mouth.
Yeah.
And it was like, if you know somebody, you can come to Sunday Dinner Club, and then you can get on the mailing list, and then you can bring someone. So it was like a super slow burn. But it never had, like we had a couple of people write articles about us early on in our careers. And that business was just like a hustle of like, we just did dinners to accommodate the number of people that wanted to come. And I hosted that thing in my apartment until we opened Honey Butter.
Was it a romantic elbow to elbow space, or?
I was pretty lucky that I had some very empathetic and compassionate landlords. So I had a 3-bedroom apartment where we really started to ramp it up. Wow. And so my dining room and my living room were just tables for SDC. Okay. So, and we were lucky. I mean, it was very scrappy, but it wasn't like you were so crammed that you couldn't like the experience. Yeah.
I appreciate the slow burn, and to some degree, like there's something special about this FOMO of like, you need to know someone to get in, but it's the excellence or like the love is like in the product, and if it's good enough, people will talk about it. And so that's a testament to that.
And I think some people, I mean, Josh and I used to talk about this, like we must be stupid business people to like not have a sign up for this, or like not try to promote it more, or like try to get more people to come. And we thought it's better to develop personal relationships with less people, but they're stronger, deeper connections. Like these people were coming to my house.
Yeah.
Like, I live there. That's my bathroom. Like, my toothbrush is in the cabinet. Like, please don't take it out. But, you know, I think it was like such an intimate, close experience that, like, I don't think it's meant for mass consumption. I think that, and the byproduct of that, or like the sort of like unintended result, is that we had developed personal friend diner like relationships with, like, you know, 1,000 people.
Yeah.
And so no idea that would lead to why honey butter blew up, why it exploded into the world, is that we had built these relationships with people over the years. And I think everybody was like rooting for us.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, there was only so much Sunday Dinner Club that was available to people, but Honey Butter Fried Chicken is like a counter service restaurant. It's available all the time.
Right.
And it's available to everybody. And I think we built some buzz on it for like that was a slow burn. It took us 2 years. We announced we were opening it, and then 2 years later we did.
Okay.
We were able to do pop-ups. We were able to talk about it at Sunday Dinner Club. We did Honey Butter Fried Chicken dinners at SDC for those 2 years. And like, it was like, everybody thinks like we just opened that restaurant and it took off. And it's like, no, it was 7 years of like hustling at the Green City Market and selling burgers and telling everybody about Sunday Dinner Club and doing these dinners and like taking every private event we could. And then when we opened it, all those people showed up. Like, they just, we did our soft open. We knew the opening day, and we were like, we need to do like a friends and family.
Sure.
You know, yeah, that's where I saw you at Beach Club, friends and family, right? So we did a friends and family, where we invited like our parents. It was like 50 people, and then we're like, we want another practice day.
Oh, nice.
But we're not going to open to the public, so we emailed our Sunday Dinner Club mailing list, which was about, I don't know, at the time probably like 5,000 people.
That's incredible, though.
500 people showed up.
Okay.
And I emailed them at 3, and at 5 o'clock there was like a line of 500 people.
Amazing.
And it was, we just got destroyed. And I was like, oh, this is what, and then we opened, and then more of them came.
Okay.
And then everybody came. And so I don't think it was because we opened a fried chicken restaurant and everyone was like, let's go.
No, yeah.
All the people that came were people that lived in the neighborhood, that were excited about us being there, and all of our people from SDC.
And what I heard, you might have said it on Joiners, is just like, that was maintained until the pandemic.
That was maintained until March 20th.
That's incredible. That's incredible. It was. I mean, I'm sure you guys celebrated after the 10-year mark, but for 12 years. Yeah,
we hit the 10-year mark. So yeah, we just hit 12.
Wow.
We hit the 10-year mark 2 years ago. Oh my God. So, what's 12 minus 10? 2. Wow, special. Guys, I have amazing math skills. I'm really good at math. We hit the 10-year mark during like, you know, I don't want to say like when we were coming out of the pandemic, because like, have we? We have, but we haven't. It's still, the effects of it are going to be lingering for quite some time. And it changed our business completely.
Yeah.
But I do think that like up until March of 2020, both those businesses were just at peak.
Wow.
And then everything changed.
Wow.
I mean, in like a week.
So and you've told the story a few times already, but like, and I know it's kind of like, the truth is like between the middle of when, you know, maybe during staff meal, you guys are putting the honey butter.
Oh, you want the origin story?
Yeah, the origin story.
So Josh and I have very different takes on this, and I honestly believe he was just on Joiners, and was talking about this, and I was like, he told that story, and I was like, that's not. I don't know how that's. But here's the thing: I was like, that's not how I remember it. But also, like, that was so long ago. Like, that was 20 years ago, and like, I don't trust either of our memories, especially mine. Like in perimenopause, like I don't trust it. What we do agree on is that it was not intentional.
Okay.
If somebody, a cook, he's sort of thinking a cook took a drumstick and dipped it in butter. I'm fairly certain that probably happened. How I remember it is that we had plated our food up and like on little tiny plates, and we went and sat on my back porch, and I think that somebody had tasted some chicken that butter had melted on accidentally. And we were like, whoa. And that person, I don't remember who it was like, try this. And then we all tried it. And then I think at that point, maybe somebody was dipping it in butter, but who knows? Our memories are very warped. You know, I think sometimes with these details, because it wasn't a moment of presence. Like we were just, it was a moment of presence.
Yeah.
Like we weren't thinking about at the moment when butter landed on the bird, let's open this restaurant. I mean, Josh quickly said that afterwards, but I think we weren't really paying attention because we're so in it.
Yeah.
We're just eating fried chicken.
Right.
And this butter was on this fried chicken. And I think we all thought, man, this is delicious. And I think I went out to the dining room. He says he thinks he did. I just can't. I don't trust our memories. One of us did. And we were like, I do remember saying, take the butter off the corn cake and put it on the chicken.
Wow.
And then the next night, we just served it on the chicken.
Okay.
And it wasn't like a big shift. We were just like, you guys, last night, this butter ended up on this chicken. It was so good. Like, put it on the chicken. And everyone's like, oh my God, it was so good. And it was. And I think after that, we served it a couple of times like that. And then Josh actually said, we should open honey butter fried chicken.
That's incredible.
And that was the one restaurant that I agreed to do.
Yeah, you weren't a fan. That wasn't in your cards.
I never wanted to do it. I really didn't. I love Sunday Dinner Club.
Yeah.
You were like, why? And I'm like, because restaurants are fucking hard.
Yeah.
And there's always something breaking. There's always something. They're chaos machines. They're beautiful chaos machines.
Because you've been in hospitality for a while, right?
Coffee shops
to all the way to Blackbird.
Career.
And so like you learned a little bit about the BTS, the behind the scenes of running a restaurant.
I like that. BTS. I'm going to use that. Yeah. I love it. BTS. Yeah. I knew all about it. Like the veil was off. I had seen everything. And I had worked at Blackbird, which is one of the, at that time was like an institution. Like it was like I cut my teeth there.
Okay.
And I really got thrown into the fire and I loved it, but it was, it's hard. Restaurants are hard work and nobody will tell. Anybody who's like, this is so easy. I'm like, you're a liar.
And then you tack on all the admin stuff.
And then their admin stuff. Yeah. And I think as an owner, which is something that I didn't really realize, like I kind of knew it was going to be hard. I kind of knew that things were going to go wrong and I would be the one that had to fix it.
Yeah.
I didn't know how hard it was going to be and how challenging it would be to switch between being a chef. And, and we owned Sunday Dinner Club. We were business owners. Yeah. So I got a little taste of it. But that brick and mortar, and especially we weren't anticipating it being busy. I did mention that on Joiners. I was like, we weren't anticipating this being like slammed with 100 people in line all the time. Like it really didn't plan for that. And so having to quickly shift gears, and then the fryer breaks, and then the electricity doesn't work, and then the garbage doesn't get picked up. And like that is owning a restaurant. And it's like, this is the stuff that I didn't want to do. And I've adapted, and now I kind of find it to be very challenging. But
during Sunday dinner, what did Josh say to convince you? Or maybe even the diners,
he wore me down.
Like how transparent were you guys? Like, guys, would you go to a restaurant with honey butter fried chicken? Like, were you testing the waters?
I'm gonna say something, and I don't know. Other than, have you ever had those moments in your life where you're like, you just get a gut feeling where you're like, do that. Even if like I was like, you don't. Josh had 100 restaurant concept. Wow. Every time we do a burger dinner or a pizza dinner or like steak frites dinner or a lasagna bolognese dinner, he's like, we should open this kind of restaurant. And I'm like, fuck off. No, I don't want to open a restaurant. We have it where we've got it made. We can do whatever we want.
Yeah.
We don't have to be open every day.
I love the balance you guys have. Because I'm Josh in my business, and then my business partner is you.
Yeah. We butt heads a lot, for sure. Like, ask our employees what it's like. I think most of them are like, they like it. But, sometimes I think we always get to the same place.
Yeah.
But how we get there and how much tension happens when we get there is definitely present. But he had all these ideas, and I was like, I just don't want to open a restaurant. And maybe it was bad timing. Maybe it was like, I just was so stubbornly like, I don't want to do it. Mm-hmm. Or I didn't see the vision for it. I think it was the timing, but like, I think it's something outside of us. Like something was like, do it.
Yeah.
Just do this. And I don't know how to say it other than like you've had those gut feelings in your life where you're like, I'm scared to do. It wasn't like a fuck yes, let's go do this.
Okay.
I was like, I felt pulled like a magnet. It was like, do it. And I don't know if that's like the universe or if it was just good timing. Like, I don't think he had to convince me to do it. He just was like, you know what we should do? We should open a restaurant and call it Honey Butter Fried Chicken. And I was like, yeah, we should. And I can't explain it other than like maybe it was fate or destiny or just like, at best it just felt like maybe it was the right time. But I also did think the concept was interesting. Yeah. Like I didn't want to open a fancy fine dining I was like,
you didn't want to turn Sunday dinner into a brick and mortar.
I didn't. Because I thought if you turned it into a brick and mortar, it would lose the dinner party being hosted in a home experience.
Sure.
That's not to say there aren't ways to do that. And we've talked about it for 20 years and still haven't done it. Because it just works.
Yeah.
It's beautiful in its limitations.
Yeah.
Like you can't have two turns. Like we can't get more out of it. You know, it's one night. And, you know, I can sit down and, I mean, I don't drink anymore, but I could have a glass of wine or like I can have like a mocktail with somebody and like connect. And I don't feel like I need to like get out of there.
It reminds me of, and many people are doing this, and I think a lot of it was born out of the pandemic of kind of taking the time to realize like, what do I want? Do I want my own thing? Do I, you know, but like right now, like, Ethan Lynn comes to mind, like Hermosa, when he shuts Hermosa down, you know, the restaurant and it's like family meal.
I went recently. Yeah. I went over the summer. Our culinary director, Cam, that place is beautiful. And you nailed it. I don't have to reiterate what you just said, but yeah, that place is super special.
Draws the blinds, light some candles.
Yep. I knew what I was getting myself into because we knew Ethan just from our circles, and like Cam knew him pretty well, and we finally made the reservation and we went with some of our team, and Michael from Bang Bang Pie, we got him to go with us, and it was an amazing experience. But it's the same vibe.
Yeah.
It's the same vibe.
Okay. But I'm sure it was after repeated iterations of that fried chicken with the honey butter and the confirmation that you're getting, the reception you're getting from the diners of like, okay, right. we are onto something. We're onto something,
and I think you totally hit it on the nail. Hit the nail?
On the head?
There it is. There was a couple of levers that sort of pulled along the way. Like I felt like it was just the right thing to do.
Okay.
But then over the time of the period of opening that restaurant and finding the space, there were other like little signs that happened where I was like, this is the right thing to do. Even though I was like terrified to do this. Josh and our culinary director, Cam, who we went to school with, they were like, they were like so in. That's and awesome. I was like, I was in, but I was like, am I doing the right thing? Like, is this stupid? Like, am I going to regret this? Like, restaurants are so hard, and like most of them closed the first year, and like is this smart to take this investment and take on these business partners and like get a space? But I got caught up in the excitement of it. And when you're around people that are really excited to do something, it's easy to get swept up in it. Yeah. But when I was alone and like, you know, my world would shrink away, like it just, something was compelling me to do it.
It still felt good. Interesting.
It just felt right, even though I was terrified. And I think when we found the space, that's what turned for me. So I don't know if you know this, but we looked for a space for 2 years.
Okay.
And finding the right restaurant space can be challenging. We had very specific parameters. We didn't want to do a full build out. We wanted to get an existing restaurant that we could convert because we just didn't have a lot of money. And we just were like not interested in doing
off the top of your head, like what do you think is the difference between a full build out and a second gen space?
$1 million.
Oh my God.
I mean, really? A full build out, when you have to put in, when you get like just a box with a concrete floor and you have to put in plumbing and electrical,
the hood,
and the entire HVAC system, like that's where your dollars, and it just takes longer. Okay. And you have to, like, you know, I mean, I'm joking, it's $1 million, but it probably is. It probably is like an extra $1 million to do a full build out, but I guess it depends on the space. So don't quote me, but a lot more money than we had and a lot more time than we wanted to give. We were like, we wanted to be scrappy. I'm like Sunday Dinner Club. We were just like, let's just find a space. We'll update the decor. We'll get a couple pieces of equipment. We'll just open this little Sleepy Fried Chicken restaurant. Yeah. We looked for a space for 2 years.
How many spaces?
How many spaces did we look at?
Yeah.
I mean, 50.
Because you said a few fell through at the last minute too.
A few fell through, and I think those were also signs. Like I was like, we tried. Like we looked at spaces in Wicker Park. We negotiated some stuff. They kind of, and then we would pull out. We're like, it doesn't feel right, or it's not enough space, or we wanted outdoor space, or this is not right. There were. We looked at places in the West Loop. We got close on a space down there. We looked at a place in Evanston. Got close on a place down there, and that fell through. Then we found the space, and I think, I could be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure it was remember Daisy's original space, the OG Daisy's, not the current space.
I haven't been, it's on my list. I haven't been to Daisy's.
Please go.
Yeah, I haven't been to Daisy's.
They are amazing, and that pasta is insane. And also go get the pastries.
Okay.
And go get the coffee cake during the day.
Right.
It's so beautiful. But they had an original space down the street that was much smaller. And I think either it was that space or the space next door that we finally, and I really wanted to put that restaurant in Logan Square. At the time, this is 2004, it was like Longman was there and Lula was there, but it was still like a bubbling neighborhood. Like it was still like kind of under the radar. And I was like, this is where we need to be. I lived there. I loved that neighborhood. I wanted to put down roots there. And so we were primarily looking in like the Logan Square, Wicker Park, Bucktown sort of area. And kind of, we got pulled by our real estate agent, like, check out the West Loop, check out Evanston. And we did. And I was like, Logan Square, that's where I want it to be. Avondale was not even an option.
Would you still say Avondale's a sleeper neighborhood?
I didn't even know that other than hot dogs. And this is, yes, that other than hot dogs. And I honestly don't even know if I knew that hot dogs was in a neighborhood called Avondale. I just knew it was on Roscoe, California. And I lived in Logan Square, and I wasn't really super familiar. I mean, I lived there for 10 years.
Wow.
Like I didn't really know
it's not that far.
Much about Avondale.
Yeah.
Or at least hadn't explored that far. And so we finally found the space right on Milwaukee, and we put an LOI, and and I was like, yes, we got it. We got it in the neighborhood. It's right down the street from my house. Like, this is it. And going through the inspection process, we discovered that the building was just not in as good of a shape as we would want it to be. And we would have to do a lot more work. And so we went back and said, there's all these problems. We're going to need a reduction. And they were like, no. They pulled out. They said, no, we're not negotiating.
Okay. Well, it's good that you have boundaries,
Yeah. And that's great. No,
you're not like tightly held to like, oh, this is our dream space. We need it.
I kind of was. I was devastated when it fell through because I wanted it to be in Logan so bad. Yeah. And the building was cool and it needed some work, but it had been a restaurant and I had a vision. I could see it.
Right now, I don't know if this is the space I'm thinking of, but like I get my hair cut across from the Parsons in Logan.
Yeah. On Armitage. Yeah, that's a cool space.
That spot, but then now thinking of Parsons, I saw the Anderson Parsons space open.
Oh yeah.
Andersonville.
I haven't been to that one.
It's a big space.
Did it close?
It's out for rent.
Oh, it is.
Like the space is out for rent. It's a big space.
Yeah. We could,
that's expensive,
It's so expensive. We were looking at small spaces too.
Okay.
Like I think we were told our agent, 2,500 square feet or less.
Okay.
And so this space hit it. And I was like, when they pulled out, I was like pissed because not at them, but just I'm so fucking tired of looking for this restaurant. I'm so tired of being disappointed. Like, we're never going to find this space. We're never going to open the restaurant. People are going to lose interest. That one hurt. And our real estate agent said, you guys got to get back up on the horse. You cannot wallow in this. You can't. You got to just get back out there immediately, because we were all like, that's it. We had given up. We were just like, that was the space. And to have it, we worked on it for a month, and then the deal fell through, and we were all just like, fuck.
Yeah.
And he's like, you got to get back up on the horse. I'm going to send you some listings today. And he sent us 3361 North Elston. He's like, are you willing to go a little bit north? It's near hot dogs. And I don't know what made me do this. I had never done this before. I saw the listing and I was like, that's right by hot dogs. I'm going to take a walk. And this was the next day. And I walked from my apartment in Logan, which is near Fireside Bowl and a Logan Arcade. I walked up California. I turned and went past hot dogs. I walked down Roscoe. I came up on the back patio And I was like, that's it. It was like I got chills. I was like, this is it. I knew it. I didn't even see the inside of it. I was like, that's honey butter. And I don't know what that comes from. It just, I was like, I don't know,
but like it's an iconic building now.
It's an iconic building now. And it was and that restaurant was a La Finca.
Okay. What was that?
It was a family owned and operated Mexican restaurant for 21 years. And they were looking to sell the building and move on from the business. Wow. And they wanted it to go to somebody who would carry the spirit of a family restaurant, a neighborhood place. And so I told my business partners when I called them from the patio and I was like, this is it. They're like, you haven't even been inside. I'm like, this is it. I know it. I feel it in my gut. We went to see it and we're like, this is it. It's so cool. It needs some work. But we met the family and they were like, you're the right fit. We know you guys are going to take care of this building. We're still friends with them today. They still come to the restaurant. Mom, Elisa, she makes us our team mole once a year. It's great. But
if I were your
it was fate.
Business partners, that's probably very reassuring to hear. If I were to assume the most conservative partner in the group, to have that gut feeling. I'm the no person. The gut feeling of like, this is it.
Yeah, and I think they thought that too once they saw it. And then we realized how close we were to Doug, and Kuma's Corner's right around the corner. And we're like, and there wasn't a lot of, things have changed in Avondale now. There are so many amazing restaurants and bars and coffee shops there. And we love being a part of the current community. In 2012, when we saw the building, that was not the case.
No.
And we're like, this is far enough away from everything that we can kind of we can develop our own community, but we're also in this amazing company. And then of course, Doug closed fucking a year after we opened. I'm so mad at him for it, but it's fine.
And that's what I mean. It's like my first time at Hot Dogs was when he was closing. It was
Did you find out he closed and then went in that line?
No. I got my fix.
You got it in there.
And to see him pop up here and there around the city is still kind of special.
He's a really good friend now.
Okay.
And he always was a bit of a mentor. And I think we used to go there when we were in culinary school because Hot Dogs is iconic place. One of the probably most famous restaurants in the world. We used to go there with our culinary school uniforms and Doug would give you a free soda if you were in culinary school and then tell you not to open a restaurant ever.
Yeah. And if you still wanted to.
He's like, don't do it. He's like, never open a restaurant, kids. And I was like, ha ha ha. But when we got the building, we still were he was more like not really a mentor at that time, but we definitely, once we got the building, we went down there and we're like, hey, we used to come here all the time. We're opening the restaurant down the street. And he was so supportive and helpful and kind of quickly became a mentor. We did a lot of R&D with him. We asked him a lot of questions. We modeled a lot of our customer service techniques and philosophy after what he did at Hot Dogs.
Yeah.
And Barry at Smoke as well. We really leaned on those two restaurants to set us up for success, and we wanted to build a successful, community-oriented, really family-friendly counter service restaurant. So he became, and now he's a really good friend. I see him all the time.
Was there anything in addition to being front-facing at the counter that you took away from the experiences at Hot Dogs?
Well, I decided I was like, I don't want to position myself at the front counter like Doug did because that is part of the Hot Dogs experience. But I think just having a really simple but very thoughtful menu that was focused was definitely part of it. And he was so welcoming and fun and casual with people. It wasn't stuffy in there. Everybody got the same experience. Everybody had to wait in line. And I liked that about it. And I just liked that it was you could get a hot dog and fries, or you could get the chefy sausages. But at the end of the day, it's still sausage.
Yeah.
It's still the best fries. And we like Barry from Smoke, it's the same thing. It's it's barbecue. It's delicious, but it's brisket. It's French fries, it's mac and cheese, and that's the style of food that we wanted to do. We're like, we want to do our fried chicken. We want to have mac and cheese. We want to have mashed potatoes. We want to have a slaw, and we're going to chef it up a little bit and kind of make it a little bit more maybe some thoughtful details and like maybe some unexpected toppings, but not veering away from what people would see as like accessible food that most people would eat.
Sure.
And I think we took that away from it. And going to hot dogs was such a fun experience.
Yeah.
And we wanted it to be fun for people at Honey Butter too.
Yeah, it's towing the line between I'm sure no one's intentionally trying to stir up FOMO, like the fear of missing out, but like hopefully meeting, if not exceeding expectations consistently.
Yeah, and surprising people.
Yeah, and then like, delight and surprise.
You go delight and surprise. Yeah. Yes. I never said that was our philosophy, but I'm going to take it. You got it.
That's a Jason Chan quote.
Oh, yeah,
that's a Jason Chan.
That's great. Yeah, he's very wise.
So then, like, I don't know how, I'm sure you have had that thought of like, if you were to model Doug Sohn and like have this realization of like, what's enough? And was it to the city? Was it heartbreaking that like Doug threw in the towel, but like just let it go? But like, you know, you can find him at Wrigley. I don't know if you still can, but Wrigley, and then at Peace sometimes. It's like, you know.
I thought it was such a baller move.
Oh,
I mean,
shit.
I really did. I was like, that is how you do it. I mean, you just have that. You talked in the beginning of our conversation about agency.
Yeah.
He had every opportunity to keep going. I mean, if that restaurant was open, I would still be going strong.
Yeah.
He had every opportunity to expand. He had every opportunity to franchise. And he was like, is that what I want? Is that good for this business? And I love how he had, I mean, you could call it boundaries, but I think it was more just like, he had a vision for the space, and letting it be limited, I think, is what made it special. It's like similar to Sunday Dinner Club. It's like, it's not available all the time. I mean, people used to get pissed that he would close for like a week and 4th of July. And he's like, whatever, we're taking a vacation. He had so much agency over what they did. And I think it's what made it good.
Yeah.
I think it's what made it amazing. Right. You know, and I think him deciding, he told me this story about how he came to this conclusion. And I take a lot of comfort in this because I've started to do it too. Where he said every year at the end of the year, you kind of take stock, right? Like a State of the Union, like a not New Year's thing, but just sort of, he would sit down and like consciously be present, removed from the space, and say, do I want to do this another year?
Wow.
And every year it was like, yeah, I got more I want to do. Except in 2013, he was like, do I want to do this another year? And he said, I think it's done. And then he, spent 6 months, building up just saying goodbye to everybody and like letting it go. And he'll tell you, you should have him on, actually. He's great. He's a great person to talk to. I was like, did you ever regret it? Did you think it was the wrong decision? He's like, no, because I gave myself that space and I knew that its time had come. And I do that kind of now. Like now I've been, okay.
You mean taking stock or having that realization?
No, you heard it here. No, I'm not there yet, but I've started to have that conversation of like, I did it over the last couple of years. Okay. The pandemic, again, it really helped me focus on what it is that I want, because that pandemic was so hard to get through. There were multiple times where I thought, I don't want to do this anymore. Well, I just can't take it anymore. And every year I would be like, do I want to do it another year? Because it's hard for me to visualize 20 years in advance at this point. I just try to go year by year. Yeah. And every year, at the end of the year, the answer is like, yeah, I want to do it another year. And that helps like have some benchmarks along the way for me to check in with myself and my heart and like where the business is at and the team. And we're not to the point yet. I mean, I'm assuming it'll happen at some point. Maybe it'll be in 20 years, but that we will say, you know what, I think it's run its course, but we're still going strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's funny is that like leading up to the pandemic, you guys had intentions to grow though.
Oh yeah. Well, we did. We did. I mean, we did. We were going to expand in other cities. Yeah. That was the plan. And we started writing a business plan. Okay. We like hired a friend of ours as a consultant to help us build a deck. Yeah. And do the pro forma. And, I actually like parlayed it into a 2-month work work from another city opportunity. So I went and lived in LA for 2 months in January and February of 2020. And I was like, just to explore what it might be like to live somewhere else. And maybe someday we'd open a restaurant somewhere else and I could like be a part of that experience. But we were like, let's open in LA. Let's open one in New York. Let's open one in Portland. Like, this has legs, because it did. And I remember very clearly Josh being like, it was probably like towards the end of February. And he's like, I got a bad feeling about this. I don't think this is... Was
Honey Butter seeing it, or was it through... Because I know like Talk was seeing it, the reservation systems were seeing it. Like, where was Josh seeing it from?
The downfall?
Yeah.
The eventual downfall?
The signs,
I think he was just starting to... I think he was very... he's a good reader. And articles and New York Times and NPR and like reading articles and like listening to experts. And he's like, I think this is going to be a pandemic. Like, I think this is going to be big, and I think we need to pull back, and I think you need to come back.
Wow.
And I was already going to come back. Like, there was no plan for me to stay out there, but he's like, I'd kind of been like, maybe I'll stay out here, or maybe I'll come back for a little bit and then I'll go back and we'll open another location here.
While you were out there, did you see potential out there?
I did.
Okay.
I did. I loved LA. I had a beautiful experience there. There's an amazing chef and restaurant community. I started introducing myself to people and trying to, like very in concept only. Like, I was like, I could see it going in this neighborhood, and I loved it. Thought it would be a cool second location. But that, Josh was like, I think we need to stop. We need to stop planning, because I think this is going to be big and I think it's going to be bad.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't think I agree with you, but like, okay.
Yeah, you're still on the West Coast.
It's fine to pause for a few weeks and not stop planning and maybe stop spending. Like, we put a spending freeze.
Okay.
We're like, no more money, no nothing. We need to. He just had a feeling, I think, that this was going to be bad. And then I left LA on March 6th. I got back to Chicago on March 11th.
Oh.
And then 10 days later, our whole business like shut down and the world like collapsed. And he was right. And I think through that experience, like having to pull back, we closed that restaurant for 4 months. It shut down any thoughts of expansion. I mean, we went into survival mode. And I think, for better or worse, like, we didn't end up doing that. And a couple of years later, we ended up, once we got our footing again, we stopped the bleeding.
Right.
That we were like, maybe an expansion is still in our cards and we should look closer to home.
Okay.
And then we did.
Yeah.
And then that didn't really pan
10
out.
months, yeah.
10 months.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I want to get there.
Let's do it.
Let's with the pandemic, like, there's so many tiers to what we have to think about, whether it's your personal livelihood, whether it's the team, and then the business.
All of it. All of it crashed at the same time.
I think a lot of restaurants were like, to minimize waste, they would package like kind of staff meals and give it away, take care of their team.
We had a community fridge we put stuff in. Yep.
At that time was like even health insurance kind of prioritized in restaurants.
Yeah.
Like, I know a lot of restaurants kind of pioneered that conversation, especially through that pandemic.
It was a lot of things coming at us really fast and a lot of very quick decisions. But like, the immediate need was what's going to happen to our team.
Right.
Because if we close the restaurant, there's no business. Yeah. And so what we decided to do was furlough everyone, and we paid their health insurance out of our savings for 4 months.
Wow.
Well, I mean, what are you going to do?
Like, I know that was the only option.
No way was that even an option to not do it. I mean, we thankfully had done so well before the pandemic, and were extremely like conservative with spending. We saved a lot of money. We didn't pay ourselves like inflated salaries. Like, we were very strategic about saving in case something happens. Like, and I thought the thing that would happen is that we need a new roof or we need a new fryer. Okay. A new set of fryers, so like $50,000. So like, we were saving money for something big to happen.
Okay.
So it wouldn't be stressful, and like intentionally paid ourselves less, and like was just very careful about money.
Wow.
And we had that money, so we were able to do it, but it hurt because we didn't know how long it was going to happen. And like, then you're paying rent, you're paying, like, we kept one employee, like just help us to manage like that. You still have to like pay workers comp, like you still have to pay all this stuff. And so like, we just tried to get down to a level where we could function and still pay them. At least we paid their benefits for 4 months. And then we were like, we can't stay closed. We'll go out of business.
Yeah.
We'll blow through our savings. Like, I think we blew through like half of it right away.
Right.
And then, thankfully we were able to get PPP loan.
Yeah.
That helped bridge the gap. We got a second PPP loan. We got a restaurant recovery grant.
Okay.
All of that money's gone now, but
sure.
It really did help sustain our commitment to our employees and like making sure that they had hours and jobs and healthcare and all that stuff.
I mean, I think Josh might have said this, but you guys are also like the transparency that you guys have with the team.
We have open book management.
That's what he said.
Yeah, we do. I mean, it's not. I want to be like honest about it. Like we don't share everything.
Sure.
We don't share personal salaries because we feel like that's private. People want to share that on their own. That's up to them. But we do share a labor number, and we share the basic details of what's going on in the business every week since day one, and we still do it today. And we don't we don't send out the P&L to the whole team every week. But if anybody wanted to see a specific number, we basically share with them the things that like affect the big things: food cost, labor cost, packaging costs, sales, catering, and then we track a couple of numbers that people are interested in. But if they wanted to be like, what do we spend on linens every month? That is available to them whenever they want.
What have you noticed through the team culture has come out of that?
I think it demystifies things a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that they can see the financial health of the business in what we're showing them. I think it hopefully cuts down on stigma about what happens with the money in the business and how much things cost. We're very transparent about that. Like when I say the hood is broken and it's $2,000, like I tell them this is $2,000. So you have to understand, like they can all see the sales numbers. What you don't want to have is a culture where people see how much money is coming in and they don't know where it's going.
Yeah.
Because then it can lead to a lot of assumptions about what's, and maybe some of those assumptions are true for other businesses, but like we didn't want to have,
like resentment.
So there's two reasons to do it. One is to demystify and the second is to incentivize. It's like you actually do have some power in this. And if the business does well, hopefully everybody benefits. And so I think it also keeps us super nimble. Like we do weekly inventory, which I think most restaurants don't do. We have to do weekly inventory so we can do weekly books. And so they get the numbers and they can see what's going on with the business. And together as a team, every Friday at 9:30, 10 a.m., we get together and we discuss what happened last week, what's happening this week, and if there are any changes that we need to make. So if our food costs are coming in 2-4% higher, like we're teaching them about money.
Yes. And
I wish the shit wasn't about money. Capitalism has us all. It has us in its clutches, but we really too, we're like, this is the world that we live in.
Yeah.
Let's try to do the right thing within this very flawed, very shitty system and try to make it better for what we can do, which is, pretty minor. But I think that I think people appreciate getting to see the financial health of the business in terms of its data and also knowing that they have the power to impact that and that hopefully that impact benefits them and the team in the long run.
Yeah, I really appreciate it all. And especially like through the pandemic, I think a lot of business owners were born from that. But I wonder how many business owners would have been born with through that, having known how difficult an entrepreneurship could be.
Oh my God.
And so demystifying it really shows you like, where does all the money go?
Right.
And it doesn't all go to the owner.
Oh my God. Let me tell you, where's the camera? It doesn't. I don't have it. Please stop thinking I do. I have enough to I live a very basic life. Please stop thinking. Please. I don't. But here's the thing. And I'm like, all jokes aside, I wish there was more for them and for me, and especially the pandemic has really squeezed us a bit. It's been a little challenging to navigate these having lower sales and having less in-house diners and having our business shift to more takeout, and really having to be way more mindful of money.
Yeah.
And like more detail oriented on it and like really involve the team way more. But I will say, again, not that I wished for this, but the benefit to it, the lemon into lemonade, if you will, is that it really makes, I'm hoping that this financial literacy helps them in their personal life.
Yeah.
It helps you understand how money can work in your favor and how it can negatively impact you and how to be a little bit more nimble with what you spend and being intentional about what you do with it. You know, I would never say like, you're not making a lot of money, don't buy Starbucks. I would never say that. Like, buy your coffee, but be intentional about it. Don't just be on autopilot. And this is what fuels our business. So like, let's be healthy. Let's try to be ethical. Let's try our best to do. And, you know, sometimes we fall short.
Yeah.
Sometimes we fail. Sometimes we're wrong. That happens. But like just having that guiding light, that flashlight on that, like, this is who we want to be, and always trying to aim at that direction is, I think, what we're pretty good at this point.
The transparency lends to that.
I think it helps. Yeah. I think it helps. I do think it helps a lot.
Okay. Another way to bring this kind of full circle is like I lost touch with Alex until the pandemic, when Alex was selling her baked goods.
So good. She's such a talented baker. I wish I had some of her pastries. Her cakes are so good. Alex, bring me a cake. Miss you, cake. Miss you. Anyway, sorry, I interrupted you.
No. And it was, and you guys, I'm sure we're putting many other projects on display as a platform on the patio.
Sure.
At Honey Butter, and how many of those have? And I know, you know, Cam's, Tubers, Donuts. You know,
and TriBecca's.
TriBecca's, right? So like, how many other businesses? And I think of other places like, you know, Blackbird have launched so many other people's careers. It's like. Yeah. How many projects if you can like...
This is my favorite thing to talk about, and my favorite part of what I get to do. And it's such it's not, I wish it was a bigger part of what I get to do, because it's the best part. I think our job as stewards of this business and as, you know, shepherds of these people is to get everybody where they need to go. We say it like that. I borrowed that from Zingerman's. We want to get people where they want to go.
Okay.
And that might be at Honey Butter forever, and great, you're welcome. It might be not Honey Butter. It might be your own business. It might be, this is just a job for you while you're in school, but like, we want to get you where you want to go. We don't want anybody ever working for us that doesn't want to be there, or at least be okay being there. You know, you don't have to be like, this is the best thing that ever happened to me and I want to be here forever. Like, if it's just a job because you need money and you want stability and you want to be in a good environment until you move to another state or you finish school, great. We want to get everybody where they need to go. And so I think in the beginning of Honey Butter, we always had that philosophy, but we were so busy, like there wasn't really time for that. But the first opportunity that presented to us was 5 years in, and our sous chef at Sunday Dinner Club, we had two, Becca and Alex. And Becca was our first one, and she was super into sandwiches and had this version of a Cubano that she made for us a couple of times, and we're like, this has some legs, and sort of like giving that opportunity to, like, we didn't do it for her. We just said, like, if you're interested in partnering with us on it, we'd be interested. And like, she did the work. I mean, she put in her time developing the concept and putting on pop-ups, and like showed that it had legs and that she was interested in it. And I think that was the first one where we said, we're going to leap and start a business with you. And we had a lot of intention to do it with other people. And obviously the pandemic kind of shut that down a little bit. But since then, we have TriBecca's. So that's a restaurant is actually open for almost 4 years. It's right down the street from Honey Butter. It's delicious. The best sandwiches. Yeah. It's great. You need to go again.
They use Pickled Prince as well.
Yeah. They do. And we Pickled Prince. Brian, the founder of Pickled Prince is so Alex was our sous chef at Sunday Dinner after Becca. And her she met her boyfriend, now her partner, Brian Charles Green, who was a chef. He was at Half Acre and a couple of other places. He's kind of like a journeyman. He is prolific in his chef career. He's bounced around a lot, but I also think that gave him a lot of experience. Yeah. He's an extremely knowledgeable chef, and the pandemic happened, and obviously he, I think, was like, what do I do? And he's like always wanted to start a pickle business, and so it started, and they were doing, and Alex and Brian are like it's their love language. You know, like some couples that you just see it, like a couple where you're just like, oh my God, they're just like so in love and they're so great together. And what's their anchor? And like both of them will say, we love pickles.
Wow.
They started this business together, and we let them have space.
Yeah.
Like we would let Brian use our kitchen. We're like, what can we do to support you? We started buying the pickles wholesale and putting them on TriBecca sandwiches. We'd buy them for Sunday dinner club events. Like if Alex made a preserve, we'd try to promote it. Like we were just like, we want to help you. And that wasn't a business partnership.
Yeah.
That was just like, our employees are trying to go off on their own and do something. How can we support them? And mostly we just bought from them and we promoted them and we supported them. Like,
I love all the Couch 7 news. I love it.
That's Cam's brainchild. Oh my God. Thank you for loving our little news segment. We would love to do more of it.
Yeah, it's well produced.
Thank you.
The transitions are great. The fonts
we have an amazing guy.
The personalities are great.
Yeah, Colin works for us. He's our marketing, like social media manager, and he is the editor behind all that magic.
Good.
Yeah, we got microphones recently, so we're really coming up in the world. But so Alex and Brian, Pickled Prince, and then we have Mancho Mancheo.
Oh, I haven't heard of this.
So Mancho Mancheo is a pop-up that is been created and executed by two of our managers, Alejandro and Kike. Alejandro works at TriBecca's. He was actually our kitchen manager at Glencoe, and was our kitchen manager at Honey Butter, and now he's at TriBecca's managing that shop. And then Kike, his childhood best friend from Puerto Rico, is our kitchen manager at Elston.
Wow.
And so they have a pop-up that they do periodically in a catering business where they cook food inspired by their childhoods in Puerto Rico.
Okay.
And so we have done a couple of pop-ups at Honey Butter. They've done pop-ups in other places, and we've just promoted it. It's an amazing business, and we'll do whatever we can to support them and their growth. But like, you should check it out because the food is delicious.
Yeah, thank you.
It's really, really good.
Are you surprised that there aren't more?
I'm sure there are, and I'm looking forward to discovering that. You know what? I will say too, it's not just food. Like, we have some really talented artists on our staff that are, we've commissioned them to do work.
Okay.
We have a mural in our building by our store manager, Serena, who started as a dishwasher. Our general manager, Winter, is an amazing artist as well. And we commissioned a painting for our back room from her, and we just try to promote their, like, Serena's a tattoo artist. We have a Jamal is a stand-up comedian. Like, I could go on and on. Like, there's so much talent oozing out of the people that work for us that anything we can do to support them and promote them, or at least, you know, maybe you just need a flex schedule so you can create your art outside of it. But it's not just food businesses. Like, we want these people to achieve their dreams and be creative. And if we can support that through our business or just like personally, we really try to encourage that. Yeah. It's the best. It's the best.
I didn't
part.
even. Yeah. Like, obviously pioneers in that aspect too. Like, the most recent example. And Derek Tung has done that often as well.
Derek's great about it.
Francis Almeida from Side Practice has launched all those projects.
I need to meet
like
them. Yeah.
Drip Collective, Novel Pizza,
totally.
Del Sur Bakery. Like, they've all Conan now. Like, they've all popped up and blew off.
Yeah.
Because Side Practice Coffee is a platform to see and give people, like, side projects an opportunity to test the waters.
Great. I think that's the path.
But then from Francis's perspective, it's like, well, how serious is this person?
Yeah, I think you get to cut your teeth a little bit. You get to practice without the commitment. It's kind of like like the next step beyond a stage.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, people gave us that opportunity. I think I was very lucky to have that. Like, Paul Kahan was very supportive of Sunday Dinner Club when I worked at Blackbird. Let me order ingredients through the restaurant and pay them back so I could get wholesale pricing.
Very cool.
Let me roast duck bones overnight so I could make my duck confit for our cassoulet dinner. You know, it just was, and having that support from my mentors and people that I worked for, you just sort of feel like once you get in that space to do that you want to give back to it. And you know, hopefully the people that we have given opportunities to will give it to their people or their friends and family as well.
Yeah. And that that makes me think of like a different way of expansion. Like, it doesn't have to be another Honey Butter. It could just be.
It's probably not going to be.
It could be like supporting ancillary businesses. Now with that,
I like that.
I know you guys are partners with Becca, and supporting in like especially the admin side.
Yeah.
Did you have to create kind of an umbrella company for that?
We did, and now we have a a
hospitality group in a way, right?
Honey Butter Hospitality.
Okay.
It is an actual company.
Wow.
That owns those businesses in different capacities. Like
just so you know, the original Honey Butter is not fully liable for everything. It's just
everyone who works for TriBecca's Sunday Dinner Club and Honey Butter Fried Chicken actually get paid by Honey Butter Hospitality. It's just one company at this point. So yes, it goes through that.
Very
and we
cool.
have the opportunity. We're set up to do that again. So we'll see.
That's what I mean. I mean, and I'm sure. I mean,
no, I love this idea.
I know, and
I love
like
this.
from a personal like consumer, like you can only have fried chicken so many times.
That's correct.
Before it takes havoc on your body, right? So
sure.
So like,
it's a sometimes food.
Maybe creatively, it's like there's probably other ideas floating on in your head.
Oh, they're going on right now.
That's what I mean.
I can't tell you, but I know what's coming next.
Well, the shrimp tacos were great at the Beach Club.
Yes, so we have Honey Butter Beach Club now, and that is we don't own it.
Yeah.
We are partnered with SPF Pickleball.
Yeah.
And
did you ever think that was in your bingo card?
No, but like you know, we get a lot of opportunities that come to us, and we consider them all, and most of them are like that. It's a good idea, but we're not interested. But that one, again, it was kind of like the Honey Butter Fried Chicken. It was like it came through a mutual friend, the owner, Richard Green, who we're friends with, was like, hey, do you want to do some consulting for me? And it just sort of, that was a little bit of a slow burn too.
Okay.
And then we realized, like, Josh, my business partner, is like super avid pickleball player. He's like obsessed. I honestly think if he could do it professionally, he would. And he was like, I love pickleball. I want to start playing. And so he started going there.
Okay.
And then, through talking to Richard and just sort of like, they were like, we want to put a restaurant concept in here. Do you have any ideas? And we're like, well, kind of always wanted to do like a beachy shack version of Honey Butter because we didn't want to put a Honey Butter in there. It's too close and it's too limited of a menu, I think, for an internal counter service restaurant.
Okay.
Like, you don't have to go play pickleball to go to Honey Butter Beach Club. You can just go in there. Anybody can go in there anytime and like just eat and drink at the bar and like, play some air hockey.
Was that a serious conversation you guys had? Because I think people do primarily go there to play pickleball.
Most people go there to play pickleball.
But I'm hoping...
But you don't have to.
Yeah, but I'm hoping over time people realize that's not the case.
I hope so.
Yeah, right?
It's a cool place to... also, not a plug.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so fun. I love going there, and I don't play pickleball. I want to, and I'm like, I don't know. I just need to get off my ass and do it. I need to find time to do it. And I need, the reason I don't do it very often is that I'm not very good, but you can't get good at something unless you practice, and I need to practice. And they know, and I get a lot of pressure, and I hear you. I know I'm coming, Richard. I will be there soon. But I need to practice. But just going in there, it's like, it's so, what I love about it and what resonated with me is that it is a place where people are present. And they're playing, and it's fun, and your phones are away, and you're just like being competitive and like working as a team and like having fun. And I just think that is so, it's becoming increasingly rare.
Yeah.
Where people are doing something in person together with people that they don't necessarily know. I mean, you can book a court and play with your people, but most people go to open pickleball and they just play with whoever's at their level.
Right.
And it's togetherness, and it's like, and it's just, I just think it's so fun. And so like that energy is in that space. And I think so many people like host, I think it's really cool for like hosting parties. So like we hosted our staff party there.
Nice.
Because there's something for everybody to do. And I think developing the Beach Club was very intentional to be something that was a little bit more like, it's not just fried chicken. Like we needed to have more variety if we're going to capture like not just people that are playing pickleball there, but also when you're done playing pickleball, like maybe you want some fried chicken, and we fully support that, but you also might want a turkey club, right? You also might want a salad.
Did you consult Richard with this, or like
Richard,
the people that play pickleball? Like, how does that work?
We talked to Richard about it. He had some ideas about, he is lived in New York for a really long time. I think he actually might be from there, but don't quote me on it. But he also spent some time living in the Outer Banks in North Carolina, which is a place that I love because it's so beautiful. And he always talked about like there would be really cool, like we would do a beachy version of honey butter, and honestly it was just the honey butter fried shrimp, but he's like these are sort of shacks that are on the beach on the East Coast, and like from North Carolina up to Maine, where you can get a lobster roll, where you can get like some fresh fried fish, a fish sandwich, or like fried shrimp. And we were like, this is a way for us to flesh out this concept. It still feels like honey butter fried chicken, but it should stand on its own and be its own unique thing. So we have its own brand. Like it has its own little characters, little shrimp and little chicken. They're buddies. They're very cute. And its own menu. The fried chicken is the anchor. It's still the number one selling thing on the menu there. The fried chicken strips and the OG sandwich, but people are definitely getting the fried shrimp. Yeah. And the lobster rolls on the weekends.
That's okay. It's limited.
Yeah, it's on the weekends. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Josh was talking about how difficult it is to make the shrimp. It's like special shrimp. It's like super fresh shrimp.
It's very good. I don't know if it's difficult as much as.
It wasn't frozen, right? It's not. It's.
No.
Is it frozen?
It is.
It is frozen, but like I guess
there
was no like rubber like shrimp like texture to it.
No, I think it's just the technique.
Is it? Okay.
It's just it has to be really fresh.
Yeah.
It is previously frozen, but like fresh frozen.
Okay.
And we don't fry it and then hold it.
Okay.
It's like fried to order for the correct amount of minutes that it takes to get it to perfection, which is you don't want it overcooked. So they don't even batter it in advance. Like they put it in the buttermilk, put it in the flour, put it in the fryer, 3 minutes, pull it out.
Okay.
And they temp it. So it's special and difficult, and only in the sense of like you have to follow the steps to make sure that it doesn't get overcooked. It's amazing. I love it. So good.
I don't know why I was just thinking about this just now, but like the two guys, Corey and Sean from Number 6 with Cheese, they've reviewed you guys a couple times.
Oh my God.
Where they eat in their car and stuff. Yeah,
they have.
And they did like a 2-piece with the corn muffin.
Yeah, they did. I remember that. I think they gave us a good review.
It's always a good review.
I think they did.
And I remember this talking point when Mitch from the Another Round podcast asked the other chicken sandwich people here of like, how did you decide on dark meat versus light meat? But you guys have both. But like,
we do.
Is it both for the sandwiches or just for like the pieces, right?
It's changed over the years, but I'll tell you the current setup is that we have our standard 2-piece, 4-piece, 8-piece fried chicken, and that is always a mix.
Okay.
Of breast meat and dark meat.
Yeah.
So like we'll have, a 2-piece in theory, we always say like a disclaimer, like it's at will. Like if we're running high on some pieces, like we're going to give you, but for the most part, if you get a 2-piece, you're getting a breast and a thigh or a drum.
Yeah.
If you're getting a 4-piece, you're getting 2 breasts, thigh and a drum.
Sure.
If you're getting an 8, it's double that.
Sure.
In theory,
Yeah.
sometimes the mix, but we try to do a little bit of white and dark.
Yeah.
In everything. In the strips, we now do white meat strips.
Right.
When we first opened, we didn't have chicken strips.
Oh.
We just had the 2. Our menu was much smaller, and we've sort of built it over time. We never did strips on sandwiches for the first couple of years. It was just a thigh or a breast. And I think when we were exploring, we were butchering whole chickens at the time. And you'd be left with all these tenders, and we would sort of mix them in with the thighs.
Nice. Okay.
But like, we were just like frying them off, and we're like, we should maybe add chicken strips. Like kids would love it.
Yeah.
You get more breading to meat ratio. And so we started playing with doing that for sandwiches, because honestly, we were going through so many sandwiches that it was like, if you have strips, they fry less. It's less fry time. It cuts down on like waiting 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes for a sandwich because we're so busy.
Okay.
And we liked the extra crunchy.
Yeah, they're very crunchy.
Right?
Yeah.
Crunchy. You get more breading on it.
Okay.
So we like that for the sandwich. It kind of holds the sauce more. And so we started moving towards strips, but we cut thigh meat for that for many years. And a lot of people, I think there's still some stigma with dark meat. Like it's not like I want the breast meat. I want the tender, and like I get it. It's a personal preference. I personally prefer the thigh meat.
Isn't it juicier? It's supposed to be like
yes, in theory, like for a whole piece of chicken, but like for our strips, like we brine them. They're fried. If they're not over fried, like they're still very juicy, and I think we can get the result that we want with the strip, and it just satisfies more people. And so we've just sort of gone in that direction, and now it's breast meat that we use for our strips.
Okay.
But if you are like, I don't want to do it, I want a thigh. I only want dark meat. Like, you can ask, can I sub in a thigh on my sandwich? And we always do it. We just don't. It's not the standard.
Yeah.
It's not the like default.
Yeah.
You know?
The other thing is like rising food costs. You know, and
it's
like
insane.
Joe Fontana from Fry the Coop like said he hasn't he's only now raising his prices of his sandwiches. I mean, he probably should. I mean, we waited a really long time. We raised our prices one time during the pandemic. And we actually then lowered them. So we were like, we're not going to raise them and keep them there. If we get cost savings from our vendors, we're going to lower our prices. Okay. So we kind of raised them up and then we lowered them back down. And then we've kind of now, because food costs are insane again, raised them not quite as high as they were during the pandemic, but kind of in the middle. Like, we've taken the middle path. Yeah. But like, we are because we do open book management and we're managing these costs, and we have a great chicken vendor now. That we work with, and like, they are always shopping around for the best price for the chicken that we get, the hormone antibiotic free sustainable chicken. Yeah. That the prices fluctuate, but they stay in a range to the point where we can keep the price. We probably should raise our prices again, but we're very hesitant to do it. That's probably that's probably the most common criticism is how expensive, but like that's probably coming from people outside of the industry of just like not understanding where these higher costs are coming from.
I think it's a couple of different things, and I'm not an economist, so like, don't be like, Christine, you're wrong. It's like, I might be, so it might be, but my theory on this is that it's not just, everybody's like, it's so expensive to go out to eat. I mean, I've even finding myself saying that. What I think it is the prices are higher. What I think is happening is that that people are making less money. Oh. And you don't have as much money to spend, and you're like, and every cost has gone up. Yeah. Like, utility bills have gone up. Paper towels, like eggs, everything's gone up, everything. And so like, the first thing usually to go when people are cutting costs is going out to eat. Yeah. But I don't think that's the full picture. It's not just because restaurant costs have gone up. It's that gas has gone up. Everything's gone up.
Yes.
And people's wages are stifled in this country. People aren't making as much. At least not at the very top of the earners in our country. They're probably doing just fine. But like everybody else, all of us, you know, we aren't rent's going up and our wages are stagnating. And I think we just have less money to spend. And so it feels way more expensive. Even if like I raise my chicken prices like 50 cents, that's not going to break somebody, but like 50 cents over everything in your life is going to feel pinched. So I think, you know, we try to balance it and be fair. Yeah. That and price our food to a point where we feel like we're getting what we need to get to have a sustainable business without gouging people. Yeah. But it's a tough move to do because you worry that you're going to price yourselves out. We haven't seen that like so much now. But we definitely have seen a decline in sales. But I think across the board, most people have.
Yeah, I wonder if there's another way to generate revenue outside of that, per se. So, like, the one example that comes to mind, Ethan from Hermosa shared that he's actually lowering his prices. Yeah. To pay homage to the people that got him here in the first place. But, you know, luckily his revenue comes from family meal. And so he can afford to do that.
So we do a little bit of that too. Like we have, when we have raised our prices, we've raised it on things where like, we really are just going to lose a ton of money on this. We can't do it, but we have lowered some other prices. Like our most recent menu change, we actually lowered most of our prices. The only thing that went up was chicken a little bit because the cost went up. And, you know, we had Sunday Dinner Club on hiatus for a couple of years. And we've started to do it again, and that helps supplement. You know, we're trying to do events that's helping supplement.
Like, did you have inquiries for Sunday Dinner Club, though, in the pandemic? You know, because that's where a lot of private dinner chefs are popping up from because people were wanting to have shared dinners. Yeah. But maybe in their homes, but like, you know.
I can't remember. Maybe. We didn't do it though.
Okay.
I think we were very
more cautious.
We were very cautious about this new disease that was infiltrating our lives. We're like, we don't really know what's going on with this. And like, do we really want to get sick? Do we really want to have these symptoms? Like,
were you understanding of the restrictive parameters that the city was setting with social distancing and
I fully supported
the masks with like
yeah.
It was
in the beginning at least.
It was I know. It's
in the
like,
beginning,
it's obviously the better route to go as far as being conservative when when there's so much unknown.
I would say not conservative. I would say safety was paramount. And so like I was like, I can't do this if I know I'm putting people's health at risk.
Yeah.
And I think in the beginning that was the primary concern. It was not really like anything other than that. And I think we were very worried about we didn't have a lot of data on COVID, and we didn't know what this was going to do to people, and obviously it was killing a lot of people, and we were very worried about putting our employees and ourselves and our families at risk for getting sick. And I think as the data started to come out and vaccines started to roll out, we started to understand it more. We felt a little safer opening those things up, but it was very intentional to like, maybe we don't proceed until we know what this is going to do to us.
Yeah.
Right.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
But what about like wearing masks while you're in the space and then take them off when you're eating?
We had for diners or for our staff?
Diners.
So we did something. We were takeout only for 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know if that was the smartest decision we've ever made, but I think people are so used to ordering takeout now that they're like, why would I eat there? I'm like, please come eat at our restaurant. It's awesome.
When you're a diner and you have to come in like wearing a mask and then wear your mask every time you're either not eating or going to the restroom, it's like, it felt hypocritical in a way.
It was, and I had gone out to eat at a couple of restaurants that did that, and I never felt, I was like, you do what you got to do.
Yeah,
no judgment.
I agree.
Judgment free. I'm going to do what I need to do for my own body. I thought the patio thing was better, eating outside, but we sort of bypassed that.
Yeah, if you went all
we
takeout.
only worried about what happened to our staff internally, and we had like a very robust system of like, we had pods, like the kitchen, the line, the expo team. We couldn't cross pods. They entered through different doors.
Oh, wow.
They stayed together. So it's like if, there's a 6-person kitchen crew.
What happens if a team member gets sick?
Well, we isolate them, right? So it's like at least like one pod would get shut down, but not the whole restaurant. And I got to tell you, we had in 2 years, 2020 to 2022, we only had one case of COVID, and it was somebody that got it.
There's merit to that.
From somebody else outside the restaurant.
Sure.
And because we isolated everybody and we didn't do in-house dining, we did takeout only. When we brought back in-house dining, it was after everybody had been vaccinated, and it was during Omicron, and I think we felt more safe. But like, we definitely did recommend that people wear masks when they were walking around, but we didn't require it. And I think, because I think we had waited long enough to where we're like, well,
yeah, I didn't go out too often. I remember the one time I went out, it was at Lula, and I'm sure many other restaurants did this, but like require the Vax card.
Yeah, we didn't have to, but that was controversial.
Yeah, I
mean, I support it because for whoever decided that was what they needed to do to take care of their employees, and you got to just if you don't like that, just don't go either.
Yeah, no, honestly. Really.
Right? Like, it's like, I don't want to have a vax. Okay, well then we're free to make those decisions based on what's important to our team. And so, but yeah, we didn't really have to worry about that with customers because we kind of waited until that wasn't an issue.
Well, I mean, through the 2 years of takeout, like, did you kind of, obviously not, but when you're thinking about Glencoe and another location, it's like, I know you said Glencoe is kind of a larger space, more conducive to sit down, and it's like, did you have that conversation of like, should we do more counter service or less counter service, like with the takeout model?
I think, well, we thought with Glencoe specifically, it was a bigger space, but the way that it was laid out is that what drew us to it is that there was sort of like a natural split. It was a very long space, so short, narrow, like a Chicago lot, and so you could easily have and pull those levers back. So like, you had the front room and the order counter. We weren't interested in changing the structure of our service. So we were like, we're not going to do table service. We decided we're a counter service restaurant. We're casual.
Okay.
We still wanted to have a counter, and then you have the front dining room, and then there was a long hallway that went to another dining room and another outdoor space. And so we thought we could just do like private events. Or we could swell when we were really busy, but then you could close off the back room and just be at the front. And like in theory, that would have worked, except we just never got the volume that we needed to sustain the entire space. We thought we'd have private events. We thought we'd do more catering. We thought we'd do more takeout. We thought we'd do more delivery, and like just couldn't hit any of the numbers, unfortunately.
I guess where was the perception of these things coming from? Like what made you think that all these things would be happening?
What do you mean?
Like catering or more in-house dining, like events. Where did that seed planted?
We did do some research. We did talk to some people. I mean, obviously the partner, the financial partner that we had there, had owned the restaurant that was there before we were, and was a Glencoe resident, and sort of gave us like the rundown of like the community and what the dining habits were.
Nice.
You know, we did some demographic work. And density work on the North Shore. So I think we thought, in theory, that people from other suburbs would come to Glencoe. Because Glencoe's a very small town.
Okay.
But I think we made an assumption that people do travel
amongst the North Shore.
Amongst the North Shore. And I think they do somewhat.
Yeah.
And I think, from our research and talking to some people who live up there and some trusted allies and sources and mentors and customers, that they were like, you got to have healthy items. You got, because it's very, like, you got to have something that's like lighter, that's not fried chicken. You got to have salads. And we're like, we do. So like, that's good. And we created a charbroiled chicken. So we have the non-fried option. And everybody was like, you got to do catering. You got to do events. That's what people need up here. And also we were, there's not a lot of great delivery and takeout options. And so we really thought we would lean in on that stuff, and like the customers would come. And it's not that we didn't have customers, that we just didn't have enough. And I think we miscalculated that.
Interesting.
Not because we just ignored data. Data pointed to this being an option. And, I think there's still some unknowns of like, on my worst days, I'm like, I just don't understand why this didn't work. But I'm like, we just couldn't hit the numbers. It's a data game. We could not get the volume of people that we needed there across the board to sustain the business.
How many iterations or at-bats do you think you guys had? Like, how many pivots do you guys think you did?
At Glencoe?
Yeah. To just how many like let's try this, let's try that.
2.
Okay.
Well, beyond the original open. Yeah. So we originally opened, and then we did a pivot to open it. We opened the bar in the back room, and we started doing events. Like, we did a trivia night, which was so fun. And we did we did Kids Eat Free, and we did a bunch of stuff. I can't honestly remember it now, but we just tried like happy hours, and we tried doing community events, and we did, but it wasn't never enough.
I could totally see.
We tried doing kids' birthday parties,
baby showers.
Yeah, but it was more like we really did a big push on events.
Okay. And
we opened a back bar, and we're like, for better or worse, that restaurant had TVs in it. We put TVs back, which I was not sold on. And then once we did it, I was like, people like it. Fine. If it brings customers here and we get to watch the Cubs game, fine. But it didn't actually end up working. So whatever. Okay. And then, so we pivoted, and we opened in January, pivoted, we expanded a little bit, and we did a bigger push in May.
Okay.
And then we did one more where we tried to expand it. In May, we were like, let's get big, grow, let's really try to push it bigger.
Yeah.
And then we contracted it.
Okay.
Because we're like, we're not, it's not working.
When you say get bigger, like more awareness, or
just more variety.
Oh, okay.
More options for people to come to the restaurant. Okay. More events, more opportunities, a big push on private events, a big push on community events.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't really, I shouldn't say expansion. It was just more like, more options, more variety. We added some more. We added some extra salads to the menu. We updated our bar menu. We had more options because we thought maybe variety. And it wasn't that people didn't like it. Again, it was really just a volume game.
Wow.
So then we had the idea when we really started to think this is now we're really in trouble.
Kind of overextending ourselves.
We need to pull it back.
Yeah.
So we did what if we did a leaner model and we cut the menu down by 60% and we were able to slim down our staff, excuse me, and then slim down the space. So we cut the back room off. We're like, we're not using it anymore unless somebody comes for a private event, and let's just keep it in the front and keep it the small counter service. And we did that in September, and we let it run for a month, and it didn't work. And then we're like, we got to shut it down, because no iteration of this, we had hired our friend as a consultant, like who's a numbers guy, who's worked for big companies and scaled companies and restaurant companies. And he's like, there's no way this works unless you can hit the volume. And we're like, we can't get the volume. And so that's when we decided we're like, it's maybe we could have gotten it if we had plugged it out, if we had really like grinded it out. If we would have grinded for like 2 or 3 more years, maybe.
I think private events takes time.
It just was going to take too much time. And
Josh, I guess when I think of private events, I think people coming to you to host a private event too.
And I think at the end of the day, we went with data, and it was not feeling. Data shows not gonna work. Our original forecast did not happen, and you can't ignore fucking data. Yeah. This is why I'm like data. You can have feelings about your business all you want. I mean, we talked about, we're coming full circle in our conversation. Yeah. So much of that beginning of honey butter fried chicken were feelings.
Right? Yeah.
If there was no data to support it, and that business was failing, we shut it down. And the data was like, you will not make it. And we thought, we're just not compatible. It's just not going to work, and it's always going to be a struggle. And we need to put our attention on Elston. We need to put our attention on TriBecca's. We have all these other ideas of things we want to do. And it's like, we just decided to cut our losses early because it was affecting the culture. Like, it was affecting the morale. Like, when you have a failing business, it's not good for morale. Like, we were doing the best we could with, like, we're trying so hard and we love our team. And, like, even though we were cutting people's hours, and, like, nobody wants that. Yeah. And, like, we were trying so hard, and we're like, the best thing to do for everybody is to end this. And the best thing to do for us is to end this. It was so stressful to keep that business going. And just a soul crush. It's like all this effort and all this time and all this energy and all these amazing people and all this beautiful food is just wasted. And I was like, we got to pull the plug. And I'm so glad we did. It was totally the right decision. I don't regret it at all. And I love being more focused on Elston. It's where my heart is. The team there is super solid. You know, that business is still chugging. I mean, 12 years. Wow. We're still going strong. I mean, we could use more sales. It would be great. But I think every restaurant would say that right now. Yeah. But it's just, the state of the world is just not allowing that right now. But we're hanging on. It's got a really strong foundation. People love honey butter. It's a beautiful place to go to and a beautiful place to work. And I think that sustains all of these other horrible challenges that we're facing right now. It's like we got a pretty strong tree trunk at that place.
Are there any current iterations at Honey Butter that you're excited to share about?
What do you mean? Tell me.
Any
menu items?
It could be menu. I guess it doesn't have to be. Yeah, it doesn't have to be. That you're just seeing what sticks on the wall.
You know what we're super into right now? Pizza.
I saw that's some recent. And you made a mix too.
We made a mix.
Is it like Chex Mix, or is it like?
Oh my God, honey butter crunch. Wait, did you have it?
No, I saw the post.
It's a fun little thing that we did. So once we pulled back from Glencoe.
Okay.
So let's tell some stories.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Once we pulled back from Glencoe and we closed that business down, and we kind of like brought some of the team members back to Elston, and we sort of like, when you go through like a major change like that, or ending, or like breakup, it's sort of, I heard Amy Poehler say this once about divorce. She's like, going through a divorce or a breakup is like throwing everything that you love and own up in the air and seeing where it lands. So like, we kind of went through that. We're like, we're done. We kind of like shut it down. And then we sort of waited a couple of months to let everything settle, the dust settle after the storm. And I think that was a real blessing for us and our team, being 11, 10-year-old business. It's like, well, what do we want to do now? We tried expanding in this capacity. That didn't work. What do we want to do? And the unanimous decision was not another location. It was like, Elston needs some love. Maybe we've lost our way a little bit, or like maybe we've become complacent in our service. And like so much of the pandemic shifted us to takeout. We used to be 70% in-house dining. Man, that patio was bumping. And the pandemic, we were closed for 2 years. Takeout only for 2 years. Yeah. I think so many people just got used. Honey butter fried chicken is such a forgiving takeout item. It totally holds up with delivery. It holds up the next day. Yeah. It's great to order to your house and feed your family, right? And so, now it's flipped. It's like probably 60% takeout. You
got to rebuild that habit, yeah.
Right, and it's like people have, they're just like, oh, I'll just order for takeout. But like we still have this amazing restaurant, and like we had kind of like just not updated the space in a way that felt like it honored the past. And, we had kind of sectioned off the back bar area, which used to be a cool place that people really loved and had a lot of nostalgia for. And like, we needed to update the patio. And so the consensus was like, we need to like stop, take stock, and like, what do we want this to be? And like, our team had some pretty honest and like and pretty hard information for us to hear about like, the brand is sort of like needs some updating, and like the space doesn't have the same feel. And, not like we lost our way a little bit, but just sort of like, it just needed attention.
Yeah.
It needed some love. And so we decided to do that. And now honestly we did some tweaks to the space. We opened our back bar, which was a beloved part of the opening. We put some arcade games in there, which was like I love an arcade. It's a soft spot in my heart for that for those things. And so we put a couple video games in there and like changed the lighting and update the patio and made the dining room sort of like, we brought some original decor back. Nice. And it's my favorite version of the space that we've ever had.
Okay.
Now we just need people to come back and eat there. I mean, they do. I don't want to like paint a bad picture, but it's just, it's the shift has happened. But I think we spent this year putting our effort and love and energy back into that space, and you can really feel it.
Okay.
So like you're asked like, what's next? And it's like, well, we did that. We pulled back. Sometimes you have to go back to go forward.
Yeah.
And now we're just having discussions about like, what are we going to do next year? Like, what are we going to do now? Like, we're year 12. We did this little renovation. We're plugging along. We don't have any concepts in the pipeline. We're not planning on expanding Honey Butter, although we're certainly open to it. But I don't know, man. We keep talking about pizza, so we'll see. Josh and our chef Cam, our culinary director Cam, are like super into making pizza.
Yeah.
We've been doing pizza at Sunday Dinner Club. We do pizza night at Honey Butter like once a month.
Okay.
Where people can order a sourdough pan pizza that Cam and Josh make.
Yeah.
We're doing another one on December 17th, I think. We just did one last week, and they're exploring this. And I think, what's fun for me is that I'm actually maybe taking a little bit of a back seat to it.
Okay.
And just saying, they're so into it. They're so passionate about pizza. Like, what can I do to support them? Like, it's not my idea.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to being like maybe a little bit of a producer in that capacity. It's like, they have a dream. They have an idea. I don't know what's going to happen to it.
That's so cool.
I'm like, what can I do to help make this happen for you guys? And I think that's sort of, stay tuned.
Yeah.
Those are conversations that we just started having. Like, maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't. But I'm curious to see how it all unfolds. But
so does it have any ties back to Honey Butter, or not really? Like, is there Honey Butter chicken on it at all, or?
No, I don't even think it's that far. It
doesn't even have to, right?
No, we're doing pizza at Sunday Dinner Club for many years.
Oh, okay.
And Josh is obviously, he's obsessed with it.
Okay.
And Cam's obsessed with it. And like, they're always making dough and like going out to pizza and like talking about it. And I personally just like to eat pizza.
Yeah. No, you mentioned, I haven't been to Middleborough, but Spock is one of my faves.
I had some peas pizza last night. It was great. I love to eat pizza. I'm not really interested in making it. I'm interested in it being put in front of me and then put in my mouth. It's just not. I'm just, dough is like another language that I don't speak. And I'm like, I'm good. When you just find those items where you're like, I'm never going to make this as good as you do.
Interesting.
And I'm just going to buy it from you because I just want to enjoy eating it.
Yeah.
So, and listen, this is nothing like I'm not opening a pizza restaurant. Okay. But we've talked about maybe there's ways to use our space and our amazing, talented people to do other things out of Honey Butter, similar to what Ethan's doing, that support the business and the jobs in the restaurant, but give our customers more options to come back.
Yeah.
That's not just fried chicken. So like one of the ideas is pizza, and maybe there'll be more pizza in your future. I don't know.
Did you guys have, are they baked in deck ovens, or where are they, how are they made?
We have a convection oven.
Oh, convection oven? Okay.
Yeah, I think that there's only certain types of pizza you can do in that kind of oven.
Okay.
But the pizza that they're currently making is a sourdough pan. It's baked in a quarter sheet pan.
Okay.
And I don't know much beyond it because I don't pay attention.
Yeah.
I don't know the details of like how they make the pizza dough. I know we have a sourdough starter named Zelda. Sometimes I feed it. And there's a lot of things that go on with making the dough.
Yeah.
And
but you're still very much a consumer.
I want to eat it. And, we usually offer a beautiful salad and my homemade Oreo cookies as part of the pizza experience. So I tend to focus on
I've heard.
I just made a beautiful...
The dump cakes always look good.
Dump cake is great. We have an apple dump cake right now. It's very good. But I'm sort of like, I'm fine to take a back seat to other people's creativity at this point, because I feel like maybe that's my future. Like, I like being in a producer role. I like being in a let me make this happen for you, because I find a lot of purpose in that. I love like spreadsheets and being organized in projects that have a start, middle, and an end.
Okay.
Running a restaurant is not that. It's ongoing forever. And so I'm curious to see how this takes shape.
Yeah, you've said this, I think, with Sarah on Perfect Bite. It's just like, are you working on things outside of like truly for yourself without any monetary gain?
Yeah. Yes, I am. Remember, I told Sarah, I'm sorry, I didn't learn how to play the piano like I said.
Yeah.
In fact, I moved my piano into I have a 2-bedroom house. It's very small. I live in the woods. And I have a really big yard with a bunch of trees and a very tiny house. And so I have like a guest room. And I moved the piano out of my house. I was just like, I don't know. I'm sorry, I didn't do it. I am exploring some things that I could do that aren't, I have no desire to monetize them and make it part of my career. So there's a writing project in the works. I can't talk about it yet, but I'm going to start writing again, which I miss. And I just want to do it for fun.
So a book or play or
like probably a Substack.
Oh, okay, cool.
A regular writing project that allows me to talk about some of the things that I want to talk about related to food.
Okay, I read your Chicago Reader one on is it stealing or is it where does inspo come from?
What is it?
It was like 2012.
Oh, like steal like an artist.
Like because you had a very novel and unique
that's a throwback. From nicely done.
From Lula, yeah.
Yeah, I really wanted to, Steal Like an Artist was that book. Austin Kleon is about like, it's not, I mean, it's like, it sounds worse than a steal like an artist.
It's like, is an idea original, right?
Is there an idea? Yes, there are. And don't steal it. But like, if it influences you and it inspires you, like take it, let it come into you and see how it changes and grows and augments. I just like that theory. And so, I would be based on something like that where I don't know yet. I haven't fleshed it out, so I can't announce it, but I'm going to probably start a Substack and cool. we might do something with Sunday Dinner Club with writing as well. So that's one thing. And
you miss those newsletters?
I do. I miss writing, and I used to do it all the time and I loved it. And now I feel like there's a little bit more space for that and time. Or at least maybe not time. What time? But there's more interest in doing it now.
Okay.
And honestly, this is going to sound, I'm just like interested in like doing things that are like healthy. Like I've started to work out. I know it's not that interesting or fun, but it's like I'm working out with an exercise group, and I miss yoga. I've stopped doing it. And I think I just...
you guys did a retreat.
I did a retreat with Nicole Brown, who was a former employee, and they are an amazing yoga instructor. And so I dipped my toe into those waters, and I loved it. It was super cool.
Did that work? How many people came through for that?
We had 8 full time. And then we had a couple people do a day pass. So that's what we wanted, to have it be small and intimate. And we did it up at the Little Roadside, which is owned by the Antique Taco people.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's very cool. There's a couple of cabins and a kitchen and a lodge and a beautiful property. And I love stuff like that. Like there's no like major thing taking shape. It's like you caught me in a place of discovery.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't know. Like, I did that yoga retreat. I did all the food for it. I loved it. I would love to do another one. I haven't talked to Nicole about it yet, but maybe Nicole.
Yeah, I don't know.
You want to do one with me again? Or another yoga teacher, but or something along the lines of like, what can I do that's creative, that has a food element, that has a health element, or at least a mindfulness, like connected, present nature element that maybe isn't a restaurant?
I doubt Camp Wandawega is listening to this, but like they've done food events.
100%. I actually have done a food event. I did one of the stock events there, the campfire, like many years ago. Yeah. I would totally do something at Wandawega. Like I want to explore the idea of the ways to serve food and connect with people in a creative, like connected, beautiful way that maybe isn't just opening restaurants. Because I do think there are other paths. There are other vehicles.
And this is still different from Sunday dinner.
Yeah.
Is that ever, you said twice a month?
We do it twice a month.
Okay.
We took 2 months off of it to open up the beach club.
Okay.
But we are going to do November dinners. They will be on sale very soon. Cool. We are planning on doing our Castellet dinner, which is very our famous, beloved dinner. We are going to do that in January, February, and March again.
Okay.
And
at this point, Sunday dinner is truly just because this is something you and Josh and the team still want to do. Yeah. Okay.
We do it because we love it and we miss it and we love connecting with our diners, and it also does help supplement the business, and it gives our staff alternative vehicles for creativity, and they can help us, and it's fun. It's fun. That's it.
Yeah.
It's fun and beautiful.
To round out the episode, as you guys in Kendall connected, I'm sure largely over being career changers.
Yeah.
Was there anything about specifically Mr. Josh that kind of like allowed you to become maybe vulnerable or close to or confide in? Like, what was your time like back then? And I know you guys caught Kendall.
Josh and I were competitive rivals.
Okay.
I think we were in such a close, small group of people in our class because we were all career changers. There's only 10 of us in our block.
Okay.
I mean, obviously we overlapped with like people like Cam and Becca, who we went to culinary school with, but they were in like a 4-year program, and we were like in an accelerated program. So we got to meet a lot of people, but we were pretty much went through our entire year and a half with these 10 people.
And you guys weren't interested in that long like bachelor's program?
I already had a bachelor's degree.
I know, but like what's another one? A lot of people.
I just didn't think I needed. I wanted to just become a chef as quickly as possible. Okay. Like I had gone and gotten a 4-year degree and had no interest in getting another one.
Yeah.
Because our 4-year degree there was like you'd have gen eds, you'd have English and and Spanish and chemistry, and I was like, no, thank you. I'm not doing that again.
Pre-Kendall, you just got a stage at Blackbird?
I mean, maybe my life would have gone in a different direction. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, you never know. It's hard to say.
I don't hear of too many people finishing Kendall. But I also don't hear
these
that
days
they went through an associate's. I think most people tried their bachelor's, I think.
Yeah, I think that we were career changers were different. And there weren't very many of us. Most people there were in the pastry or culinary program, I think, which was 2 years or a 4-year. We didn't what they had, and I don't even know if they still have it. Kendall doesn't even exist anymore, does it? It's through a different university now.
Is it? Okay.
I'm not totally sure, but they had an accelerated program.
Okay.
And you had to, I think the requirement for that was that you actually had a degree already.
Oh, okay.
And so it was just culinary, and it was an accelerated version of it. It was full-time for 1 year plus a 3-month internship. So there were only 10 of us in that program, in that block at that year. And so we all got very close.
Sure.
And I think you asked about my connection with Josh. I think it was very singular in that we were both very interested in farmers markets.
Okay.
In local, sustainable, and I would say mostly seasonal food. And I think, this was 2003.
Wow.
Farmers markets and local and sustainable food and farm to table was like, I don't want to say it was not a thing because we were doing it at Blackbird, but it wasn't the standard.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why I think people were so interested in Blackbird and so interested in Avec. When I worked there, they only had those 2 restaurants. And it was just like, that was like the start of that movement.
Yeah.
And I think we were kind of caught up in it. And like, I had started going to farmers markets and like just started to watch some cooking shows and was just really excited about seasonal food and cooking with what's available because the ingredients were so good. And I realized that's such a simplified answer. It's like, that was it.
Yeah.
It was like, we were interested in cooking with the same type of food.
Okay.
And then I think from there, we like became friends. And we had a shared interest in creating a unique dining experience that wasn't a restaurant at first, even though Josh was like, I don't open like 1 million restaurants. I think we were very interested in what Sunday Dinner Club had to offer in terms of freedom for us as cooks and as chefs that are still learning our craft to say, we don't have to open an Italian restaurant or be French chefs or be American chefs or whatever it is that we want to be. Like, cook the food of our heritage, like I'm cooking Polish food, I don't know, or Greek food, or for Josh, Jewish food, like, I think we were like, we can explore everything because we don't have a restaurant. And I think that was very appealing to us as like, we could explore all these different cuisines and all these techniques and honor the history of them, but we're not going to open a brick and mortar with it. And I think that sort of bonded us together a little bit in that. It's
capacity. Liberating.
Yeah. And then we became a vendor at the Green City Market. And I think we were really interested. Josh went to college in Madison. He, the Dane County Farmers Market was like in his like weekly routine. And so I think he just loved markets and we're like, we started serving a burger there and became part of that community. And that was I think what our foundation is rooted in that food and those farmers and those relationships. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. I honestly had no idea where this conversation was going to go.
Me neither. That's why I love this is the authentic sort of like, let's just see where it goes. So when you said, easy to talk to too. You're very good at this.
Yeah,
I like your podcast. So.
I think, when you said writing a Substack, I think you could have your own podcast.
Oh my God.
Don't let this intimidate you. Honestly.
I don't know.
It's like
this
you need
is
something
so
to
scary.
record audio. That's all you need.
Maybe. Will be my first guest.
Oh my goodness.
I do have some ideas for podcast, but stay tuned. Writing is the first step, but we'll see. That could be fun. Are there too many podcasts?
Okay, so here's the thing. You only do it because you want to do it for yourself. I'm sure it's the same vibe for the Substack.
Yeah, who cares? I literally, 5 people can read my Substack. That's
the
fine.
thing. It's just like...
one of them will be my dad.
If you do it for that, I think you can persevere through anything then.
That's true. You know what? You're right. Thank you for saying that. Because I get ahead of myself sometimes where I'm like, I used to be like, there's too many restaurants. We don't need to open that restaurant. Or like, there's so many podcasts. Like, why would I start a podcast? It's like, because you want to.
Yeah.
Because you care about it.
Most of the times it's like, I learned something and then oftentimes it feels like therapy.
This did kind of feel like therapy.
and if someone else happens to listen, they get to listen.
I like this. I'm glad we talked today. Maybe this is the next fate. So when I sat down with you and we had a conversation about this stuff, who knows how this episode's going to take shape in our lives?
Yeah, you never know.
You never know.
If anyone wants to stay in touch with you, where can they find you?
You can find me at Honey Butter Fried Chicken, 3361 North Elston Avenue. That's usually where I'm at. honeybutter.com, honeybutter CHI on Instagram, TikTok, and Sunday Dinner Club. Please come to a dinner. We're still doing them.
Yeah.
Anybody can buy tickets. SundayDinnerClub.com. You can sign up for the mailing list, and also there's a ticket link. We have a talk page.
Nice.
Please come to a dinner. And TriBecca Sandwich Shop. TriBecca Sandwich Shop on Instagram and TikTok. And I'm Christine Cikowski I'm on Instagram, although I'm not very good at posting because I just don't want to.
I'm personally in my like anonymity phase.
Yes, me too. And I'm like, everyone's like, you're a chef, you got to be out there. And I'm like, no, you know what? I don't. You don't need me to be out there. Like, do you really want to see what I had for lunch today? Yeah. Like, I don't know. Like, I think it's an excellent tool to connect with people in the way that you want to connect with them. It's just I've been less interested in doing it lately, and more interested in deeper connections with people in person. And if that means there are way less of them, I'm all for that.
Yeah.
Like I do have an Instagram. I'll post some pictures of my dog. It's fine. But mostly it's just like Honey Butter and Sunday Dinner and TriBecca's related. But if you want to actually connect with me, like come to the restaurant, say hi. Yeah. That's how you find me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Christine, it was truly a pleasure.
This was awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah. I loved our conversation, and good luck. Love your podcast.
Thank you. All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. We will catch you in the next episode. Bye.